Paragraph 3. Caving, the recreational pastime of exploring caves, is an obsession for people called cavers or spelunkers who dream of finding caves never explored before. So what's a good follow-on to cavers who are trying to find caves they've never explored before? Occasionally a new series of caves is discovered by some of the devoted and lucky spelunkers. Well, that sounds pretty much like a perfect fit. It's introducing occasional new caves that these spelunkers find, which is really the goal of what these spelunkers are trying to do from the first sentence. So it's a logical follow-on. Let's keep going. S, for example, the cave-dwelling bacteria. T, equally as important, scientists believe that newly discovered caves. U, after such a discovery, the role of the caver shifts from explorer to protector. Q, preserving caves from damage is important because. Okay, none of those seem like a follow-on sentence to the original, so I think we're more comfortable with R being our second sentence. In fact, we might have an idea here for the follow-on sentence to R. After such a discovery. Well, that seems to follow the new series of caves discovered by the spelunkers. After such a discovery, which comes after R, and it does connect the word discover, the role of the caver shifts from explorer, which he has been in the first two sentences, to protector, because the environment is so easily damaged. So now we've got the introduction of the idea of a protector and the role shifting. For example, the cave-dwelling bacteria. Well, I don't know what cave-dwelling bacteria we're talking about now, because that has not really been introduced. Equally as important, scientists believe that newly discovered caves may contain disease. No, that doesn't seem to really fit either. Preserving Q. Preserving caves from damage is important. Well, there we go. That's an absolute follow-on to the shifted role of the spelunkers. They shift to protector. So as protectors, preserving the caves from damage is important. So Q seems to fit as the third following sentence. What follows that? We now are just down to T and S. T or S to follow Q. Equally as important, scientists believe the newly discovered caves may contain disease-fighting microorganisms. Or S, for example, the cave-dwelling bacteria possess antibiotic properties. Equally as important is introducing a new idea or comparing another aspect of caves. Equally as important, scientists believe the newly discovered. So that's a logical follow-on to the finding and protecting the caves, that the caves have some disease-fighting microorganisms. And S seems to follow that. For example, it is a specific example of T. The cave-dwelling bacteria, Actinomycetes, the cave-dwelling bacteria possesses antibiotic properties, which is a specific example of T. So I think our order for the sentences works just fine here. Paragraph 4. When contemporary Native American tribes meet for a powwow, one of the most popular ceremonies is the women's jingle dress dance. That's a bit of a tongue twister, I find. What's the best follow-up sentence to that? The modern jingle dress no longer has shells. Well, we didn't know it had shells in the first sentence, so I don't think that fits. These actions cause decorations sewn. No, that doesn't. What actions? I'm not sure what they're talking about. Besides being more readily available than shells, the lids are thought to create. No, that doesn't sound like a direct follow-on. During this type of dance, the dancers blend complicated footwork. Well, that seems to fit after the ceremony with the jingle dress dance. The last option was, in the past, it is believed the dress worn by the jingle dress dancer was adorned by shells. Well, I think, that's possible, but I think Q is the better fit. So the follow-on to Q, in the past it is believed the dress was adorned by shells. The modern jingle dress dance no longer has shells. These actions cause decorations sewn. Okay, I think that's the connecting point to to Q. My apologies. These actions cause decorations sewn on the dancer's dress. The actions that they're referring to, this pronoun these, is the gentle hops done in rhythm to drum beats at the end of Q. So S begins, these actions cause decorations sewn on the dancer's dress to strike each other as she performs, creating a lovely jingling sound. In the past, it is believed the dress worn by the jingle dress dancer was adorned by shells. I think that's a nice fit because we know now we're making sounds from the movement of the dress at the end of S. In the past, that was due to shells. The modern jingle dress, which contrasts in the past the shells, no longer has shells, but is decorated with rows of tin cones made from lids of snuff cans. Well, that sounds like a good follow-on to R, which only leaves T. Besides being more readily available than shells, the lids are thought to create a softer, more subtle sound. So that's a good follow. The besides continues the contrast of the modern jingle dress versus the old one, and it actually even indicates that more readily available than shells is the material of tin lids, and it even says the lids are thought to create a softer, more subtle sound. So I think that's a good ordering, and we'll go with that.